What's going on YouTube? Roxas, the Torterra here today we're bringing you a new Pokemon Sun and Moon info video. So yesterday there was a trailer released for Pokemon Sun and Moon and it featured 6 new Pokemon. The 2 that are on the screen right now were actually I think leaked at one point, but I didn't do a video on them because I knew they were going to be officially released. So I was like, I'll just wait until they officially release them and do a video on that. So yeah, I'm here doing a video on these guys now. We're going to do all 6 of the Pokemon that were shown in the trailer. So we're going to start off with Beware. His Japanese name, or its Japanese name, is Kitaruguma. Kitaruguma? Yeah, like a bear, so Guma. I think that's, I need to stop these translation stuff because people are messaging me like, doesn't this mean this in Japanese? Does this mean this? I'm just like, it does, but like, certain words have many different meanings in Japanese. Like they can mean so many different things. Like someone messaged me on my video with Togedamaru, and they referenced the word maru, and they were like, doesn't that mean ball? I'm like, well, it means many different things in Japanese. It can mean like correct, incorrect. It can mean correct because circle stands for correct in Japanese. So I guess they're right in terms of being a ball, because circular, spherical, I guess, ball. But it also stands for a suffix for ship names, and people commonly name their children, have a tendency to name their children with the maru at the end of it because of how it sounds. And the ships sound threatening sometimes in Japan. Like they have those certain navy ships with, maru at the end of it. And I forgot one of the names, but there was one name in particular that sounded kind of intimidating, and they want to make their child have like, not an intimidating name, but just kind of have like a masculine sound to it. So that's what I was referring to by the word maru when I was saying it in the other video. But anyway, we're gonna get into this video and stop talking about other things. So yeah, Beware, which is a nice pun with the word bear and beware. It's a normal and fighting type, which is definitely interesting, and it has a strong arm. It's a strong arm Pokemon, and its ability is Fluffy and Clutch. Clutch, we know that it can't hold an item, and Fluffy is a new ability. I saw the trailer and it was really cool. So Fluffy is ability where you take less damage from everything else, but fire type moves do double damage. So everything else is like, your defense is pretty much up. You take less damage from a lot of other moves, and it's kind of good for its typing, for it being normal and fighting, because it can get hurt by fighting types, and it can be smacked down by psychic types and flying types. But with Fluffy, it'll definitely decrease the effectiveness in terms of like, so much the damage it deals to Beware. So Beware is awesome. I saw some of the animation of it in the game, and it was like really cool. Beware is kind of weird though, because its height is 2.1 meters versus Ursaring, I think people are talking about, and Ursaring is somehow shorter than Beware, so that's really scary because Beware sounds like it's a huge Pokemon. But let's see how they portray it in the anime when it comes out. But here's an entry on it. When Beware is acting in a friendly fashion, just swinging its arms around, you must never dare to approach it carelessly. It is acknowledged to be a dangerous Pokemon. Even within the Alola region, you may see warning signs posted near places it resides. When Beware grows fond of its trainer, it may show that feeling in a fond embrace, but the force of that hug is tremendous. Trainers must teach these Pokemon how to restrain their strength when showing affection. Oh my god. That sounds amazing though, like you have to teach it how to not use all its power. So it sounds like a very powerful Pokemon. Next we have Mimikyu, or I like to say Mimikyu because it's like mimicking a Pokemon, but it's the Ghost and Fairy type, which is really interesting, a Ghost and Fairy typing. I don't know if we have that. We probably do. No, we don't. We do not have a Ghost and Fairy typing. I don't believe we have a Ghost and Fairy typing. Don't quote me, but I feel like we don't. A Ghost and Fairy? I feel like we don't. Classification is Disguise Pokemon. It has the ability to Disguise, which apparently allows a Pokemon to take a hit, and then it's like it evades a hit, and then its disguise is gone. So in the video it shows Mimikyu getting hit and not taking any damage, but then the disguise, which is the Pokemon you see right here, it leans backwards, like it's broken or something, like the disguise is broken, so it leans back, and that's how the animation stays, I guess, for the remainder of the battle. But some people say that it's going to reveal its true self when that happens, but maybe the Pokemon company didn't want to reveal its true form right then and there. But it's kind of scary how this Pokemon attacks with Slash, because in the video it attacks with Slash and a black claw comes out from behind it and attacks. So who knows what's underneath that claw? I think it's scary. So Mimikyu lives its life completely covered by its cloth and is always hidden. People believe that anybody who sees its true form beneath the cloth will be stricken with a mysterious illness. Ugh. People in the Alola region are convinced that you must never try to peek beneath its covering. Mimikyu's health fails when it's bathed in the rays of the sun, so it prefers to stick to dark places. It's rumored the reason it covers itself with a cloth is to avoid sunlight. The rising popularity of Pikachu-styled merchandise around 20 years ago is the reason that Mimikyu makes itself look like Pikachu. In fact, this Pokemon is dreadfully lonely, and it is thought that it would be able to make friends with humans if it only looked like Pikachu. Oh wow, that's kind of sad, and morbid in its own sense. That's scary. That's kind of scary though. Like, its disguise though is really interesting. That it can evade an attack, so you can send it in and take an attack and not take any damage if you want to use this competitively. That would be very interesting. So we have Wimpod or Wimpod. I'm gonna say it's Wimpod. Japanese name being Kosokumushi. Ooh, I like that name. Kosokumushi. Bug and water type, Turn-tail Pokemon. Looks like a horseshoe crab, kind of, to be honest. It does look like a horseshoe crab. Like, I'm looking at it, but it's a bug, so interesting. Turn-tail Pokemon, ability is Wimp Out. So we saw in the video that when it gets hit, and it's like below, I guess, it's below half, it runs from the battle. So I wonder how that will work in actual battle versus trainers. Will it switch itself out randomly with a Pokemon, or will you be able to choose a Pokemon that it switches itself out with? So that's interesting. And knows the move Struggle Bug. And we can see the description here. Wimpod have a cowardly nature and are wary of noises and sudden movements. If you approach them in a group, they'll immediately run off. When Wimpod feel threatened, they spit out a poisonous liquid. The stench of this toxic fluid signals others that danger is near. Despite their extreme cowardice, their curiosity leads with Wimpod to approach people or Pokemon that are standing still. Wimpod eat and store anything that they find fallen on the ground. They also scavenge any garbage that's been dropped in the sea, so they're highly valued as cleaners. They sometimes carry pearls or other valuable items, so humans or Pokemon like Murkrow may target them. Oh man, especially with that being a bug is really scary for it. So Bonsweet is the next Pokemon here. Amakaji is the Japanese name, and grass type Pokemon, fruit Pokemon, Leaf Guard, and Oblivious. This thing reminds me of Cherubi, and like just so much. It reminds me just like Cherubi. Like if there was another, if that little berry on Cherubi fell off, it would be Bonsweet. It would definitely be Bonsweet. It looks just like Cherubi. So it has Leaf Guard and Oblivious. Wow, that's gonna be interesting. So I wonder if it evolved with Oblivious. Oh, that'd be so great. Bulky grass type. Some people are saying it might be a fairy type as well because of how it looks. How it look to be a fairy. It does have not because it's girly, but it has a color scheme and it has the color scheme of being a fairy, and it has this all-around appearance. It looks like kind of like it would be a fairy type. Because it exudes a delicious smell from its entire body, Bonsweet is popular with Pokemon and people of the Alola region. Bonsweet's scent has a calming effect on humans, so many people let them live inside their homes as a sort of air freshener. Wow. Unfortunately, it's sometimes swallowed whole by Pokemon drawn to its aroma. When running away from other Pokemon, Bonsweet flees danger by skipping along the ground. Since its bouncy movements don't convey to others that it's actually in desperate flight, no one ever comes to its aid. Oh my god. So it looks like delightful while it's running away from enemies. So you don't know if it's actually scared or if it's just bouncing away or just bouncing around. That sucks. So no one will come to its aid because of that. And last but not least, we have two more. Comfy. Its Japanese name is Kuyawaba. Interesting. So it's one of those reef looking, it looks like a reef. Or, is it a reef? Yeah, it looks like a reef kinda, like one of those things that you put on your doors. But I'm sure it's supposed to be, it almost looks like a bracelet too, but it's one of those things. Comfy. I think it's, I forgot what it's called. It's one of those things, I think it's the thing, yeah, it's, in Hawaii they have those things on their head. I don't know if it's a reef. It's not a reef that they wear in their head. I don't think that's what it's called. It's traditionally called something else, I'm sure. I forgot what it's called, but it's basically that. And they wear it on their heads. You know what I'm talking about. You guys seen, like, Lilo and Stitch. Oh my god. I hope there's something that looks like Stitch in this region. Yo. Okay, let me stop. This Pokemon was revealed in a trailer on July 19th. Okay, we know that. It's called a Posy Picker. It's a Posy Picker Pokemon. Its classification is typing is fairy. It has Flower Belt and Triage. Triage, I heard, is a ability that allows you to prioritize healing type moves. So some people thought it was prioritizing healing type moves, and they were saying wrong things about it. I think it's meaning, like, you know how Prankster works with status ailments or status moves, like in terms of like reflect light screen, status like Thunder Wave and stuff like that, and Toxic, those moves go first. So Triage is seen to be prioritizing healing type moves, and in the trailer, Comfy, yeah, I feel like Comfy's supposed to be the thing that they wear on their heads. I forgot what it's called though. It sucks that I forgot what it's called. But yeah. So yeah, Triage is going to be definitely an interesting ability. Prioritizing healing type moves like Synthesis in the trailer, that's something to be looked at. If anybody else gets that ability, that would be interesting. Or I feel like in doubles, if you were to use it in doubles, you could just skill swap it and give somebody else that ability, Triage, and then just have healing moves that prioritize like crazy. But then again, Prankster prioritizes everything. Yeah, Prankster prioritizes everything instead of attacking moves. They should have just gave this Prankster then, if that's the case. But I guess they didn't want to make it like Klefki, because this is a fairy type, but this is pure fairy typing. Anyway, Comfy picks flowers and always carries them around. It makes a ring of blossoms, spreads oil from its body on it, which changes the flowers so they emit a soothing fragrance. It has a habit of giving these flower rings to those it's fond of. The aroma can soothe both itself and its allies. Ooh. Comfy also helps with the treatment of people and Pokemon at Pokemon centers and hospitals. Thanks to its aroma, when attacked by other Pokemon, it throws its flowers at them to create an opening, and then it either flees or strikes back. Oh shoot, that's crazy. Oh, so I hope to see this in Sun and Moon. I hope to see it in Pokemon centers. Like, I hope it's around Nurse Joy's neck or her head, or maybe her head, because then they'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see it better. But I guess they'll take the Nurse Joy hats off, though. I don't know if they'll do that. That's very traditional for the Pokemon games, but that'd be really cool to have that as, their hats in this region. That'd be so cool. Last but not least, one of the interesting Pokemon, Mudsdale. I really want to have this on my team. This looks like an amazing Pokemon, like a horse. It's I forgot the name of the horse breed, but I think it's supposed to be like that, basically. Its Japanese name is Barubadoro. For some reason, I want to call this thing Zoro now because of that. Or what's it called? Dorado. I might call it's going to be called Dorado. That's my nickname for Mudsdale, Dorado. I don't know why. Nice and Overwatch. But anyway, it's a ground type Pokemon, and it's a draft horse classification of a Pokemon, and it has its own tempo and stamina. And stamina has been shown in the trailer to show off that if you hit Mudsdale, that its defense will increase by 1 stage, and it's not even a super effective hit or anything. It's every time you hit this Pokemon, it'll get a defense increase. So this thing is going to be an amazing Pokemon. I cannot wait to start an LP on the channel with Sun and Moon, and I hope that I have my everything in check. I have my desktop. I'm trying to get a desktop. I've been saving up for it, and maybe 2 weeks from now I'll be getting it once I get my check. So I've been saving so much, and I just hope I can get this. And once I get it, it's gonna be so cool. And I just hope everything works, like my capture card works and everything, because I've been researching a lot about desktops and whatnot, and I want to try this desktop out. God, I'm stumbling over my words. Own tempo, as we know, is a ability that allows your Pokemon not to be confused. So that's another interesting ability for it. But stamina is definitely going to be sought after. I like the new ability. It's going to be interesting. You can make this a wall, or maybe just a bulky attacker. It might just have a lot of HP, and then you could just have decent defense with invested into it, and then just have all attack and just wreck with it. Known moves are high horsepower. So I remember in the trailer you see Mudsdale spinning around real quick and kicking Togedemaru in the face. I believe it was Togedemaru that it kicked in the face, and it left a horse print on it. Well, I'm back. I don't know what just happened, but everything just turned off. I don't know what the hell is going on my computer right now. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but hopefully it caught everything I said about Mudsdale so far. But we're gonna get into its actual details, description. I'm all over the place because of that now. I lost my train of thought so badly. Oh god. Mudsdale is known for its powerful body, as well as its emotional fortitude, which keeps it from being agitated by anything. It never cries out, no matter what kind of trouble it's in, and it defeats its opponents with a single powerful blow. Its legs are coated in protective mud, and the weight of its coating increases the force of its kicks. One kick in a car is a pile of scrap. Mudsdale's running speed is not too swift, but it has excellent power and stamina. It can carry on for 3 days and 3 nights, despite dragging loads of over 10 tons. When Mudsdale's gallop in earnest, the power of each hoof clop can dig out huge holes, even in asphalt. Mudslinging is forbidden to run on some Alola's public roads. I'm all over the place. What the heck? It's like I can't read right now. Wow, but it's been forbidden to not be able to run on certain roads now. That's crazy because of its hooves. So I don't know what to say. That's an amazing Pokemon, and the weight on that thing is 2,028.3 pounds. That's insane. That's actually insane. That thing is heavy, and it doesn't even look that huge. It looks like it's maybe a small. It looks like a smaller horse, like a small horse, like a calf almost. But probably in game, it's probably huge. And some people don't think this Pokemon's gonna evolve. I don't really know if it's gonna evolve either. I would be fine if it didn't. It looks awesome just this way, but if it does, it'll look crazy if it evolves. I'm sure of it. But anyway, this is going to wrap up today's video on Pokemon Sun and Moon. So much fun to hit the like button, like it, infernape, wreck it, destroy it, do whatever you want with it. Just don't hit the dislike button because it'll make me really sad if you do. Drop some comments down below. Tell me what you guys enjoyed about the video. And with that, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!